maybe. All right. We are live. Let me go ahead and get everything set up here. I am going to have to maybe ask for your help a little bit with some of the audio and stuff. I'm not exactly sure. For some reason, it seems like it might be a little bit quiet, but I can't really tell. So let me know. Let me know if the microphone sounds good or if the game sounds too quiet and stuff. I don't think we've sent the invite for this match yet, but they should be sending it any second because it starts like literally right now because I'm a little bit late. Well, I'm like right on time actually. So the way this is going to work today, we're casting the, oh, I got my own notification. Famous. We're going to be casting the Clash Files 2v2 tournament. There's going to be 3 matches. We're going to cast both semifinals and then the grand finals. And the way it's going to work is it's going to be a 5-minute prep time, 15-minute wars because it's just a 2v2, right? There's only going to be 4 hits. And then it will be timed hits, I think, at 13, 9, 5, and 1. And no bans or anything. Hey, what's up, Mark? We got Mark here. Let me move this chat over a little bit so that I don't have to look so far away. All right, so we're waiting for somebody to send a match or whatever it is. But you can see the logo for the Clash Files right there. That's who's hosting this tournament. Shout out to them, by the way. They're putting this on. I don't think they expected this many people to turn out. It ended up being like a month-long tournament. All right, we got Snyder in here. He is voting for Red Thorn family. Are any of them in this tournament, or are we just shouting out clans? I'm down. Holy cow, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Hi. Hi, Mba Kocheko. Okay, well, I think it looks good. I think we're live. I think we're set. I don't know who's sending the match or who's sending the invite for the war. We're just going to hang out here for a second. Hopefully these guys know what they're doing because I definitely don't. I never know. Ask anybody that's involved with me behind the scenes, who's the least organized person you know, and they'll just be like, oh, it's shock. Including my wife. She'll tell you that too. Well, I don't want to like open the chat anymore just in case they're like talking about what they're going to do. So we're going to just keep the chat closed from now. We're just going to stay in the dark. Ivan Kosenko. Okay. That's Ivan. Or Ivan. Ivan. Or is that Ivan? I like trying to say it like with a Hispanic. That literally is like NBAH. And that's Ivan. Bro, Russia is hard. That's... All right, we got Sharma from India. Shout out to Sharma. I see him all the time when I go live or even in videos and stuff. Okay, let me see if... I'm going to make sure that these guys know... Make sure that we get going. Hey, we got Extortion Gaming, by the way. If you guys, he's starting to upload some Furnace attacks. Check him out. He's part of Savage Stars as well. The Netherlands mogs every other country except the US. Oh, okay. They're waiting for me to tell them we can go? Well, let's go. Yeah, let's get started. Yeah, let's start. Okay, we can go. All right, I'm ready. Am I participating in CWL in the Savage Stars main clan? I am actually not this month. They are going to they're going to have a whole bunch of professional players come and play for them because they're going to try and take first global. So I'm headed off. I didn't want to ruin their CWL, so we're gonna have me somewhere else. Okay, we're just waiting for invites and stuff. Once they get going, it'll be really quick. 5-minute prep period and then 15-minute wars. So this will be kind of quick, and we'll get the attacks just kind of back to back. So again, for those of you who kind of missed the beginning, we have Um, two semifinals, this one and then the next. And then after that, we've got the grand finals for the 2v2 tournament. And one of the, I'm probably going to butcher his name, Bilal. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce his name. He's in the second match. I've known him for a long time, and as soon as I actually saw him signing up for the tournament, I was thinking in my head, like, I'll bet you they go pretty far. I'm a good player. I should be doing esports. So esports is very different from doing well in Legend League. Hard mode is tough. I struggle in hard mode for sure. Like, hard mode's way hard. You're Belarusian? Belarusian. Oh, okay. Is that so? You have the same language? Okay. So at least I kind of recognize the letters and stuff, right? Good luck. You're Kronk from the Rated Redthorn and Sons of Guns. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can totally grab their Discord link. I probably should have put it in the description, to be honest. Let me, hopefully I'm grabbing the right invite link. Oh, yeah, that's definitely it. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. That's their Discord. Perfect. All right, we're still waiting. Okay, looks like, okay, we accepted. We're in the war now. Okay, now we can kind of keep an eye on when things start. Good luck this week, Shock Rep Saturn Well. Yeah, I'm excited for this CWL. This is going to be fun. Playing with a lot of cool players, good players, really good players. My voice volume is low. Yeah, I got a new microphone and I just cannot figure out how to get it up louder. Like if I turn it way up, I feel like it gets kind of like cracky and stuff. So I apologize. This stream, I got it like late last night. And so I'm still trying to figure out all of the audio settings and stuff. I haven't spent very much time, almost none, trying to figure out everything. So it might be a little bit low today. We got a lot of Redthorn fans in the comments. Yeah. All right. Okay, a few more minutes and then we're started. I actually, out of these teams, I can't remember who's team A and who's team B, but I guess we'll find out after like a minute. You kind of like the old mic better? Yeah, well, the problem is this is a very expensive mic and it needs like third-party stuff to make it sound really good, and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to learn. It will be better eventually, but it'll take me a minute to get there. Yeah, a lot of Redthorn fans. Yeah, I don't know if I've heard of them, right? But yeah, a lot of Mikes too. Mike's a very common name. Let me see how I'm defending today. Oh my gosh, we got a defense. It's a miracle. Maybe two? All right. This one kind of went south real quick. Yeah, YouTube tutorial. Yeah, for sure. Hey, what's up, Tyro? Yeah, actually, Tyro, who says nice background, he's actually the one who made the background for the stream overlay and stuff. Sorry, Surdy, I'm not trying to expose you live on stream, but I want to find out why I defended well. Oh, I'm kind of exposing my own base, but that's okay. This season, I don't care that much because there's going to be event troops. Troop launcher. Yeah, it just kind of fell apart. Yeah, no, we got like the whole entire Redthorn clan here in the chat. Shout out to you guys. Oh, by the way, there's one kind of cool thing. There's like this cool voice changer thing that this mic has now. So like I can have like a
deeper manly voice. I probably won't use this very much because it sounds really weird.
But there's like a whole bunch of different little things that I can change the voice to. would be really hard to cast a game and understand what's happening if I was talking like that the entire time. Do a girl voice. The girl voice sounds terrible. Like, let me show you the girl voice.
This is the girl voice. This does not sound like a girl at all. Yeah, I'll put a wig on and put this on and I'll just make tons of money. There we go.
Yeah, but the girl voice is awful. Yeah, the cat girl voice. Okay, well, this is getting weird real fast. Yeah, maybe I'll get a cat girl voice. I'll get a cat girl voice and then it sounds better. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I lost a bet and had to change the name of my other account to Skibbity Sigma and make a video where I went to other clans and tried out for their clans, like Champion 1 clans with terrible armies, and it was really embarrassing. Yeah, we're giving people goosebumps with my girl voice. Maybe I'll keep the girl voice. Seems like people like it. I'll get lots of donations that way. Okay, so I think, yeah, the first hit is at 13. Okay, so we don't actually have to even wait very long. That's nice. All right. So a little over a minute, then we can go. By the way, this is in normal mode and there's no bans, so we'll probably see a lot of Root Riders and stuff. Technically, I still got to do... No. Definitely not changing my main account. What's up, YouTube singer? All right. You have receipts? No, they're photoshopped. Fake. So these guys are pretty good, you're saying? I know Bilal from the second match. Him and his teammate are really good. I don't know who they're up against. I don't recognize their enemies. All right. Yeah, they're definitely photoshopped. There's no such thing as anything embarrassing or that would portray me in a negative light online that's real. It's all fake and negative. Ricky and Putty are OP. All right, so we've got Rimu and Robo for T3 squaring up against the 503 crew, which consists of Ricky and Putty. Ricky was #1 in Canada last season. Oh, okay, so yeah, Ricky might be OP. Somebody know that they're supposed to be hitting right now? Okay, yep. Robo is going in first. Any guesses on what he's using? We're going to guess 5 Root Riders, 5 Valkyries, 5 healers, 6. Okay, I was wrong. How could I be so... All right. Oh, he's got a minion prince with an angry jelly. That's a little bit different. Okay, so he's got the noble iron, so he's going to set the funnel on the other side of the... He's going to set the counter funnel with the siege barracks and the minion prince, I think. So sends him with the royal champion charge. He's going to start the funnel on that side of the base right at 3 o'clock. And then after the siege barracks clears a few buildings, I would imagine he's going to... Yep, he's going to use the minion prince with the noble iron here at the bottom to set the counter funnel. And then okay, he set some superpowers. I was just going to say, if he doesn't clear some of those trash buildings, his Valkyries are just going to go right around the outside of the base. But funnel is set. Minion Prince is still alive. He still has the Minion Prince ability, which is the Metal Pants, by the way. He's got the Healing Tome and Eternal Tome on the Warden. He's got the Rocket Spear on the Royal Champion. And then the Queen has got the Giant, or the Giant and the Magic Mirror. Okay, he pops the... Actually, Minion Prince is going to get a Town Hall. That's pretty nuts. Pops the Eternal Tome to help deal with the damage being dealt while everything's frozen up from the ice golems, but he gets out of that pretty much with no problems at all. He does not have any overgrowths with this army, so that's kind of one difference that he has compared to other people. So no way to really control the pathing after he gets to the middle of the base, so we're hoping that things don't just split off here. But this is looking pretty good so far. The Queen is doing quite a bit of damage, but there's actually a skeleton spell on the back end, so she's actually just being distracted, so really not doing any damage to anything important. The Warden and the healers are starting to take quite a bit of damage. This actually looks like there's a chance it might fizzle out a little bit. The healers are dying. They don't have much health. The last of the healers die, and actually this is going to be a defense, and it's going to be a pretty insane defense with a somewhat low percentage. The queen's going down to the ricochet cannon, takes it out the last shot. The giant and the pecker are going to get a few more buildings, it looks like. But this is going to end somewhere right around 80%, I would imagine. Yeah, we get the giant to get a couple more buildings, and he's just going to let these guys get a few more buildings, and then that will do it. But good defense from Putty. Yeah, this tournament is in normal mode. Share my thoughts on the anniversary skins. I'm not a huge skin person to begin with, but I'm not really a fan. not a huge fan. So this one's going to fall short. He actually picks up a lot more percentage than I thought he was going to get, so he'll end it at 87%, it looks like. No, that was a good try. Honestly, it's kind of hard to do this on a stream and stuff in front of live people, right? It definitely gets like pressure. I suck under pressure. I would have gotten 26% probably. All right, we're coming over to this side where one of the two players from 503 crew are going to hit at 9 minutes left. Failing in normal mode. Yeah, don't look at my attack log. Okay, we've got a fail there. We've got a couple fails. These are time fails, though. I did try with a weird army with the minion prince, though. Root Riders. Yeah, Dark, for those of you who don't know, Dark is the biggest Root Rider fanboy in all of Clash of Clans. He does Root Rider hot tub streams sometimes, where he photoshops them in the hot tub with him. It's a little bit weird, but we don't judge. Okay, we should have the second hit coming in here any second. Another shout out to Redthorn. Thank you, D-John. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Okay, we've got Putty coming in from 503 crew, and he's got Root Riders. See, this is why I said 5 Root Riders and 5 Valkyries and 5 healers, because that's usually what people do. Yeah, no, it's stressful hitting on stream. Okay, he's going to come in from about the same side, 3 o'clock with the Royal Champion. Spirit Fox dodges that first bomb, which is huge. Oh, okay, well, gets wrecked kind of by these bombs. Places the second invisibility spell. He's going to clear this corner out. He's going to kind of come in with a more traditional Root Rider army without that minion prince trick to kind of set the counter funnel. Okay, yeah, it looks like that's probably where he wanted the Royal Champion to go. I did see he placed another invis to direct the pathing of her to get that fire spitter. And, okay, he's actually going to come in from the top, it looks like. He's going to use the king with the snake bracelet, probably, yes. The queen with the giant and magic mirror. And then he's going to have the rage gem and healing tome, or healing tome. So no eternal tome in this army. This is kind of becoming the new hip popular version of the Root Rider attack, right? No eternal tome, king with the snake bracelet, troop launcher to kind of aid everything in there, then the queen to kind of aid the king over there. We've got an overgrowth on the town hall, so he's going to ring around the town hall, and then usually what they'll do is pop the rocket spear when the overgrowth wears off, which you can kind of see that he's got equipped right there, just to make sure that the town hall goes down so he doesn't have to worry about pathing to it. Pressure mortar is actually doing quite a bit of damage. It just kind of sat there and just dished out damage for a while, but he's got some Coco-Loons ahead of his healers, and they're going to be tanking. And this is kind of the difference between this attack and the one that we saw fail earlier, is these Coco-Loons are actually soaking up all of the bombs so that the healers stay alive and healthy, and they don't have to worry about it. The healing tome will also kind of help keep them alive a little bit too. Places a second overgrowth down on that poison spell tower, as well as the fire spitter on the back end. And this one's looking really good right now. He still has the rocket spear, by the way. He's losing a couple of healers to traps, but you can't keep Coco-Loons alive forever, right? I would imagine he'll probably hold the freeze for the monolith and multi-inferno on the back end, because it looks like he's got enough power to get through this side right here. And he's just got to worry about cleaning up some of these buildings now. And actually, this one's fizzling out a little bit more than I thought it was going to, but he does have another freeze still. The Royal Champion goes down. We do have some Root Riders left. Okay, he does save the freeze for that area of the base that I was talking about, and the Root Riders are not going to open that wall to give Queen access to that part of the base yet. The healers are going to go down. The monolith targets the Queen, which is worst case scenario right now. Is the Queen going to go down too? Yes. Does he have enough? Oh, there's a Super Valk. Actually, that rage kind of helps a lot. Wow, this one ends up being so close, but I think he's going to just get it out because the giant is so healthy. Does he have time, though, is the question. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh my gosh. Buzzer beater. That was close. Literally, the last hit, the Giant would not have gotten another hit off than that. That's actually crazy. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's the stream. It's the stream. It just messes with people. That guy was rank 1 Canada last season, so he's no joke. That's kind of crazy. Holy cow, that was close. Okay, we've got Rimu coming in. Is it going to be more Root Riders? It is, and we've got a kind of another variation with this Minion Prince. Yeah, nice hit, buddy. That was close. More fun. We scripted it that way, by the way, just so you guys know. Make a tournament where it's furnaces versus something else. Carbon's kind of doing that right now. I don't know if you saw that. He even convinced Dark to use furnaces. So we have Rimu coming in with a Royal Champion charge, who actually is going to set. This is a fantastic spot to get the Royal Champion in right now. So he's actually, this is a really good funnel to start with the Royal Champion. Going to clear some really crazy defenses as well as get this. Now, I would imagine he wants to use his Eternal Tome in this Rage Poison area. He actually recalls before the bomb gets the Royal Champion, it looks like. And he'll use that Minion Prince trick to set the counter funnel, just kind of like that first attack that we saw. So Rimu is sending the counter funnel right now. He'll put the Minion Prince down in a second, and then I would imagine he'll use the Eternal Tome early on that Rage Poison area. So he sets all of them down. And yeah, I would imagine we'll see. You really want an early Rage to, like, okay, early ability is what he chooses to go with. You just really want to make sure that you don't lose a lot to this little section right here. And what this is actually going to do is force your ability and your spells to be used really, really early, and hope that they don't have enough to kind of get through the back end of the base now. But we're going to see how well he can kind of keep everything together through this part. The healers are staying healthy, which is very important. They're also raged up at the moment. Raged out, dies down, but now he's got the Rage Gem. Rages again, but you can just see how much is gone. Like, this is, by the way, this base that he's attacking into is kind of built specifically to counter Root Riders. I saw this becoming pretty popular at the end of last season in Legend League, in High Legend League, where Root Riders are the most common thing by far. So this is kind of to help get that, and we're hoping he doesn't 1-star here. Looks like the Queen should be able to get through that wall, and she'll have her ability too, so we definitely won't see a 1-star. But this is definitely a tough base to attack into for Root Riders. That's literally the whole point of this base, is to try and mess that early part of the Root Riders up, right? I saw some screenshots shared on Twitter of some professional players using this base. Yeah, we probably could have won this, Dark. If you didn't waste all your time with all of your girlfriends and we could have found a time to raid together, we probably could have won. Although, to be completely honest with you, I saw normal mode and I was like, since we use Warden charges, we're just going to be slower than everybody and we'll never make it. But yeah, this is a tough base to attack into with Root Riders for sure. So yeah, the Ice Golem's freezing you in that Rage Poison area. It's definitely, that's a tough spot to enter the base from. That is, you almost have to charge that area with your Royal Champion and maybe take a couple of extra invisibility spells so that you can extend the length of the Royal Champion charge, right? But that's risky too, because you can lose the Royal Champion. But all right, we end up with 81%. So as long as crew, 503 crew, get a 2-star, they will advance to the grand finals, and we will move to the second semifinal clan. In about 30 seconds, we will see who advances. So we will have the last hit coming in from Ricky. Good try. Everybody's getting nervous because Dark's in the chat. And it's like that, you know, like people get starstruck. Everybody knows that Dark is watching them, so they're just getting nervous and messing up. Yeah, good try. Good hits. Oh, we've got a kind of Hydra with triple clone spell. Oh, that's a juicy core if you can get a good clone off in there. He does get the giant arrow to hit that sweeper that's going to be facing this side with the blimp. Now, his blimp, I don't know if he'll deploy it early manually, because I don't think you want it on the town hall. I think you want to try and get it like where the queen is standing and then clone into that core, I would imagine, right? But I guess we'll kind of see what he does here. He's going to use the warden ability here, I would imagine, even though it doesn't do a whole lot for the blimp anymore. But yeah, I would imagine you deploy it early. Yeah, okay, like kind of exactly what I thought. Well, did he get it? Okay, he does. Kind of let it go a little far. Uses the minion prince ability to slow the monolith and the multi-inferno on the back end of the base. The king's kind of getting wrecked down here at the bottom by the tornado, but it looks like, well, he's got the second star secured, so 503 crew will advance to the grand finals, but let's see if he can pull off a triple here. We've got that fire spitter on the back end, which is just going to continue to do damage to these dragons, and they're getting distracted by air skeletons and things now. The king distracted for a while. It might fizzle out. It's going to be close. The queen is still alive, but beating on a wall. But with the giant, the passive healing, actually, you don't mind if that's the case, because this is a fast attack. You're not worried about time, so her healing up from that passive ability is kind of nice. Well, she'll get wrecked here anyway, but it looks like he'll have enough for a 3-star. So we get 503 crew with a perfect war, and swags a spell, and they will advance to the grand finals, and we will move on to match number 2, which is Bilal's team. I don't know the name of the teams, by the way. I'm really terrible at that. But we are going to go move the account right over there, and we'll cast that second finals, and that's going to start here any second. So let me actually get over into their clan real quick. And I'm just going to actually just move this screen right here for 2 seconds, just so that like you guys don't see things in Discord that maybe you shouldn't. All right, where I got to find their clan real quick. Okay. We're going to go move over to their clan real quick. By the way, shout out to 503 crew. Congrats. And okay, we can go back to this. You guys shouldn't be able to see anything anymore. You just got a 99% fail and ruined your perfect day. Well, rip. Okay, I requested to join your clan, Bilal. Waiting on you guys. And you guys can send that request as soon as you can, by the way. So, nice try from T3. Making it to the semifinals is no joke. So congrats to them, but also congrats to 503 crew for making it to the grand finals. We'll see them just a little bit face off against the winner of this clan. All right, so these guys, you guys can send this war invite or whatever, by the way, anytime. We're ready. Yeah, I guess I probably should have clarified this. Yeah, for people asking why it's in normal mode, because they're talking about it in the chat. Clash Files originally weren't planning on having a whole bunch of people really involved in this, and the people that were involved maybe were a little bit more casual and stuff, so they were just kind of hosting this for fun. But then the tournament kind of blew up, and a whole bunch of people heard about it and got involved, and so it kind of ended up. But now they know that the next time they do a 2v2 tournament, we expect like a $100,000 prize pool in hard mode with professional teams, so no pressure. Okay, yeah, we can start the second semifinals whenever you guys are ready. Go ahead, send that invite. Yeah, yep, we'll cast the second semifinal match right now, and then the grand finals are going to be just right after that. So we're just going to go through these. So by the way, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, if it's a 100,000 tournament or $100,000 tournament, ban Root Riders and Dragons. Yes, I agree with that. I don't know about you guys, but like all of the clans that I'm familiar with yesterday, to search for Champion 1, the search took forever. Like it was like 12 hours for one of the clans, and then it was like 8 hours for the other. And then even the other clans that kind of I know people in, like the search just was, it was like all day long. We all finally found our groups, but Did this kid just really say CSGO is better than Clash of Clans? Bro. I don't even know what to even think about that. What's up, Paul? A tournament with a ban option like Brawl Stars, that would be really cool. That's something that Supercell could probably implement in some of these wars, right? Is kind of a like an interface where there is like a pick and ban phase, like League of Legends type thing. Isn't there like a pick and ban phase for League? Like you can ban certain heroes. I've literally never played League of Legends, but I know a little bit about it. I wonder if you could do that, like one spell and one troop each or something. I don't want to pull up the chat because I don't know if they're discussing things or talking about bases or CCs or anything. So if you need anything, hit me up on Discord. But yeah, the guy that turned into the Savage Stars match this morning. Spin was around 5 p.m. Yeah, so your spin was forever too. That's crazy. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we've got Bilal and Sanju, only Sanju, on Elite Spartans going up against Clash Win, which consists of Snowflake and Tyler. Now, I don't know Snowflake or Tyler at all, but I am familiar with both Bilal and Sanju, and they are both good players. So I knew that these two would go far in the tournament. Oh, one of the... Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, perfect. Yep, we're in the war now. We're good to go. Yeah, as soon as I saw Bilal sign his team up, I figured that they would make it pretty far. So the Savage Stars mini clan is still searching? That's crazy. Is that Champion 2 or Champion 1? Because they've got like friggin' 8 clans, I feel like, that they do searches with. We've got some Snow and Tyler fans in the chat. Hello, Marilyn. Welcome to the chat. She says hi to everybody. All right. Well, we've got a few minutes, and then we'll see some more Root Rider stuff probably. Champion 1. Oh, so yeah, the Champion 1 searches this month felt way longer than they normally do. I feel like normally it's like a couple of hours, but got a lot of Tyler and Snow fans. Really? The last month the search was almost that long? That's crazy. I don't know if I've ever seen it like this month. Fuzzy Beaver Nuts says, go Snowflake and T-Money. Great name. 10 out of 10. Yeah, dude, everybody's voting for Tyler and Snow. Holy cow. Oh, is that what it is? Maybe we just need to spin right as soon as the window opens up. Yeah. So somebody in the chat, let me know, are Snowflake and Tyler affiliated with Red Thorn or like the Clash Files at all? Because it seems like a lot of you guys are kind of voting for them. I'm sure there's some sort of affiliation. They are. Okay. So that makes sense. All right. So this is confirmed a rigged tournament. They definitely made these guys get all the way to the semifinals. Confirmed. They probably gave them an easy bracket, I bet. All right, we've got just a couple minutes, and then we get going. Electro Boots nerf or Fireball? I think if gun to my head and I had to nerf one or the other, I would nerf the Electro Boots because the Fireball is much more risk. Like if you whiff a fireball, it's hard to recover from, but they're just a lot safer. Do I think the Minion Prince is better than the Royal Champion in the Furnace Army? I am more comfortable for sure with the Royal Champion, but I did try it the other day with the Minion Prince, and the very first day I used it in Legend League, I did really well. So obviously, you can't really compare the two because I had a lot of experience with the Royal Champion and almost none with the Minion Prince, but there definitely is, you could definitely make the Minion Prince work for sure. Oh, you mean to get them? Oh, if anything, I'd get the boots. Well, yeah, the boots, I don't know how you'd nerf them, though. Maybe the passive healing turns into an active ability or something. Because the passive healing is, I really think makes it so good. That's true, too, yeah. The Root Riders are a big problem. It's just their kit, right? The Root Riders, the way that the troop works, it will either be broken no matter what, kind of, and always be able to be used in High Legend League and in hard mode and stuff, or completely useless because you had to nerf it so much. Like, it's just the way the troop works. You'd almost have to, like, remove it from the game or just rework it or something. I don't really know exactly how you'd change it. Okay, we have the battle day started. We're going to have our first attack in about 2 minutes, and I don't know what team is Team A. Is there still many defense buyers in Legend League? Is it even worth it to try to top? So there are some. I will say win trading has probably died down a lot. It feels like in 2007 or Town Hall 17 compared to 2000 or Town Hall 16, but there definitely still are some. Matter of fact, just like a week ago, there was a ban wave where several players got banned. But yeah, I mean, it's. I don't think it's as big a deal, but you can definitely make top 20 without win trading though. Actually, Dark in the chat got ranked 19 last season, and he doesn't do anything like that. They need to take damage while going through walls. That's an interesting concept. I've never thought of that. That would definitely make it. That would make it worth it to upgrade your walls more too. Like if the higher health the wall, or the more health they take from the wall, the more damage they take, or something. Because walls right now, they feel kind of useless. Earthquake boots, Fruit Riders, dragons are just so common. Royal Champion doesn't even need to worry about walls. Yeah, but they're definitely, to get top 20, there definitely is a lot of luck involved. A lot. There will be times where both of my accounts are at similar spots in Legend League, and I'll have the same base running on both, and one will go minus 320, and the other will go minus like 267, and it's what? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, they did just nerf walls too. Yeah, I understand their reasoning behind the nerf to the wall because they wanted to try and introduce more troops into the thing, but yeah. How to participate in this. This is actually the last day of this tournament, so this one is going to be closed. I don't know. You would have to ask, I can't remember who. So Kat in the chat is kind of one of the admins for this tournament. I don't know if they're planning on running another one. It might be a ways in the future, but she would definitely be the person to ask. Okay, we should have the first hit coming in any second now. I don't know who Team A is. This month, the new equipment. Yes, they did confirm the new Epic Warden equipment. We don't know what it is or what it does yet, but they did confirm there will be a new Epic equipment for the Warden this month. Okay, we've got hit number 1 in, coming in from Only Sanju, and he is going to be using Root Riders. This is the kind of cookie cutter traditional, really popular version. We've got the Snake Bracelet with the King, Magic Mirror, and Giant with the Queen. This is kind of exactly like what Putty was doing last war. Healing Tome and Rage Gem, and then the Rocket Spear with the Royal Champion. So what he'll do is he'll set a funnel on one side, get everything in, complete the funnel on the other side with the King and the Queen, and then he will overgrowth the Town Hall area probably, and once that overgrowth wears off, then he will use the Rocket Spear to help deal with that core. So he gets in here. Looks like he'll get pretty good value. It almost would be worth it to invis the Ricochet Cannon. Oh no, they path that way anyway. Man, my Royal Champion would never. Because you definitely want to try and get that Rage Tower at least triggered or dealt with if you can, because that would help a lot with being able to not have to use spells and things. He's actually using a lot of invisibility spells. I think he brought 7 or 8. So he's using kind of a longer Royal Champion charge than most people will do. And he's done a really good job of keeping the Fox alive so far. He actually clears the entire Rage compartment, pretty much. And then sets the funnel on the other side. So good start to this raid. He can actually pull the CC out. Should put the poison on the furnace there. He's actually going to start from this side up here. And he'll have the Root Riders coming from this side at the top. Right around 10 o'clock-ish. Puts the poison on the furnace now. Some of the healers get drug away by whatever. I think they were Super Barbarians or something right over there. But the king has set a good funnel. I would imagine he'll overgrowth the Town Hall and the Hook Tower once he gets kind of closer to that area. But I guess we'll kind of find out here. He doesn't have an Eternal Tome. Oh, he actually leaves the Town Hall unovergrowth and just decides to hook the Fire Spitter and the Hook Tower there. Hook Tower can be kind of annoying, so I guess I don't blame him. Eli, 20 bucks. Holy cow. Good luck to Snowflake and Tyler. Okay, they're in live right now on defense. Healers are taking a beating in the core. All of the healers are down except for 2, it looks like. But the Healing Tome has now been activated. He'll heal those remaining 2 healers back up to full. The Hook Tower's not going to really get any value this raid at all. Does he have enough to power through the end of the base? 2 healers is not much. And he activates the Spiky Ball. He only has the Queen ability left. Looks like he should have just enough to finish through the edge of this base because he still has the Queen ability left. But it did get a little bit dicey here in the middle because the healers all kind of got wrecked by the Red Air Bomb Farm as well as some Black Air Mines I saw in the middle of the base. Time is, well, he's got a Royal Champion that's still pretty healthy, so time shouldn't be an issue either. So he will walk away with a triple here. Things got maybe a little bit dicey for a second, but he does get the triple. So he starts off, Elite Esports start off with a triple, and it is now, the ball's now in the hands of Clash Win to see if they can do this. So you don't have to be no, this is the most exciting attack by far. I love that Supercell makes the Root Riders the biggest thing in the game. So this is okay, this war, so again, I don't really know who Snowflake and Tyler are, but I feel like they've got a lot of fans in the chat, and they made it far into the tournament, right? There's a very real chance that this tournament could come down to time, so that is definitely something that they need to think about. And this first hit ended up taking 2 minutes and 40 seconds, which is, I would consider on the slower end. What army am I using to push this season? I am doing Furnaces. Okay, we have another Root Rider attack. We have a Super Yeti, which is kind of cool. So Snowflake comes in with a Root Rider attack. That's cool, he has a Super Yeti. So he's got the Rocket Spear as well on the Royal Champion. He's got the Earthquake Boots and Spiky Ball on his Kingdom, and the Healer Puppet with a Giant Giant on the Queen, and the Healing Tome and Eternal Tome on the Warden. So his is a little bit different than what we've been seeing used so far. He looks like he's going to try and get a lot of this Rage Tower taken up. Will she path to the Rage Tower right after this Fire Spitter goes down? No, the Mortar is closer. It's actually going to pull her kind of out of the way. He might still be able to get that Rage Tower. That would be a big deal because then you don't have to use an Eternal Tome in this little area. Ooh, Royal Champion takes a lot of damage there. Yeah, he recalls. That's safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. You definitely don't want to lose your Royal Champion. He uses a Super Yeti to set the funnel on the other side and the Queen. I think the Super Yeti's trying to encourage the Queen to go in the base with the Root Riders. He still has a lot of trash buildings as well as defenses down to the left, though, so I worry that some of these Root Riders are going to split, and it's going to cause some issues with the healers and stuff, which is exactly what's happening right now. And these Root Riders are actually going to go to this Tesla next, and there's nothing here that's going to really deal with this Queen, so he's actually taking a beating from the entry of this base right now. He does have an Earthquake Boots and Spiky Ball. He activates the Healing Tome and Eternal Tome, but I think all of the Root Riders, except for maybe 1 or 2, are not in the middle of the pack and will probably be picked off. He uses the Earthquake Boots and Spiky Ball to help deal with that second Rage Tower. The Healing Tome is still active, by the way. He activates the Rocket Spear, so there still is a chance. It still looks like this could happen, and he overgrowths the Monolith and the Multi-Geared Cannon on the back. He does deal with the Minion Prince really well, and he does kind of consolidate his forces and get them all into a nice group together again. So despite the rocky start, it looks like this is going to kind of come together and still end up being a triple. We'll have to kind of see if the Royal Champion walks way ahead. This could really suck for time because then everything's just going to have to walk around walls. So we're hoping, well, Snowflake is definitely hoping that his Royal Champion will just kind of stay in the same area as the rest of the group. But actually, the Root Riders open up the walls anyway. And because this is probably going to come down to time, I would imagine, We want to have less or more than 20 seconds remaining at the end of this attack, because then his attack will have been faster than the first attack. So he's got 18 seconds to beat the rest of the base to have an advantage going into the second stages of attacks, which looks like it probably will happen. Definitely a triple. Man, I thought when these Root Riders pulled the healers kind of at the beginning, I thought that was going to maybe screw the attack up quite a bit. But it actually ends up being 2 seconds slower. So 2-second advantage right now for Elite Spartans. So really, we're pretty much even going into the last attacks. Yeah, you can kind of see 2 seconds slower for Clash win so far, but it's close. It's going to come down to a 1v1 basically between Bilal and Tyler. Do I want the meta to be hard? And what do I think about the concept of only having one attack in war? I'm a huge fan of only having one attack in war. I would do it right now, Supercell. I think that would solve ties. So, yeah, I would be a huge fan of that happening. As far as meta being hard, I wish it would be a little bit harder in Legend League, but if hard mode would be too hard for the benefit of the game, there wouldn't be very many people that would play Legend League if it was in hard mode. There would be a lot of people that would quit and not want to even play or try. But if it was a little bit harder, I would be all for that. Okay, Bilal's going in. He is actually using a Super Yeti attack. Bilal, you're my favorite. You're my favorite person so far today. We've got something different. He's got a Rage Invis core that he's going into with a Hook Tower kind of off the middle a little bit. How will he deal with this? He's going to be using a Fireball, I would imagine. Yes. So he's going to be fireballing something in the core. You have to. You can't Fireball anywhere else, because that's his best way to deal with an Invis Rage core. And if he can land the Fireball in the core, he will be off to a fantastic start to this raid. And honestly, if you can get one of your Super Yetis hooked by that Hook Tower, when it dies, it will destroy it. So that's honestly not the worst thing in the world if you can actually make that happen. He's going to use 2 furnaces. This is like a me attack almost. It's like something I would do. Uses a couple of furnaces with his Warden to speed up the Warden charge so that he can launch the Fire Base in the middle of the base without having to take too long. Rages the Warden too to help speed things up a little bit. The Fire Mites also help a lot with these skeleton traps and things. The splash damage will help get rid of those a lot more quickly than the Warden attacking them one at a time. So it really does make the first part of this Fireball attack a lot faster. Now, unfortunately, he put one of the furnaces close to the Warden, so the Ricochet Cannon destroyed it. That's a mistake I make all the time. These Teslas kind of screw everything up too. Man, this is like exactly a raid that I would do. Finds all the Teslas, puts a Ricochet Cannon or a furnace right next to the Ricochet Cannon. But it looks like he will still be able to ice block the Warden and then use enough invisibility spells to get his Fireball to the core. So I'm not too worried about that happening. And honestly, for the sake of time, I would probably just do it right after this Wizard Tower goes down. Great Fireball. Gets the exact Fireball that you'd want. Now, I'm going to keep my thumb on this Hook Tower just so that you guys can see if the Warden's going to get too close to the range, because that's always so scary. You definitely don't want anything important getting hooked by that Hook Tower. He's going to set the counter funnel with the Queen. It has the Magic Mirror and the Giant, and he will have these Super Yetis going to the base. Oh, that Hook Tower actually just did so much for Bilal. It actually did more harm to Tyler than good. And, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? This is like perfect for Bilal. He had a Booger draw all of the red air bombs, so now his healers are safe. And then he had the King get hooked to help deal with the whole area there. Now, the only issue is setting up this attack with the Fireball does take a lot of time. So, and that is something that they have to keep in mind, right? Is this is a little bit of a slower attack, but it looks like he's actually doing okay. The Royal Champion has the Rocket Spear, which actually she dies and doesn't get to launch any of the shots, which is concerning because if he revives her right now, she's in range of a Ricochet Cannon and a Multi-Arch Tower almost, it looks like. Will he even 3-star this is actually starting to become the question because of time. He has 2 revives, but you can't really revive anything right now helpful because the King is out of the way and can't help get through walls. The Queen and the Queen would just kind of walk. The Royal Champion is what he chooses to revive, but it is in range of the Multi-Archer Tower, which is really unfortunate. And he really is going to be struggling for time here. I think it's going to be a time fail. 7, 6. He has 1 more revive. You may as well use it on something. Time fell. 96%. So all Clash Win needs to do in order to make it to the grand finals is get a 97% 2-star. Really nice try by Bilal. That is really, like, it's so unfortunate to put your Warden down where all of the Teslas are. It slows the attack down so much. Having one of your furnaces get hit by the Ricochet Cannon is also unfortunate. But other than that, really great attack, right? He obviously had way more than enough to crush the base, but time fell. Extortion Gaming, thank you so much. Favorite Clash of Clans YouTuber since the Furnace Spam Army. It makes you feel like a pro player. All right. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, he had so much army left too. You're exactly right. He had the base crushed. We have Tyler coming in with the last hit of this war. He's coming in with Root Riders. If he can get 98% 2-star, then they go to the grand final. So that's all he needs to get. But obviously you want to get a 3-star, right? Yeah, no pressure. Comes in with a Root Rider charge, or a Royal Champion charge from about 5 o'clock or 7 o'clock. Spirit Fox takes a little bit of damage there, but he'll path to the Inferno here in the middle, which is really nice. If he can deal with that Poison Tower, that'll be really nice. He's got a couple of invisibility spells left, so that shouldn't be an issue. Honestly, even the Fire Spitter would be nice, unless he paths in a direction where that doesn't really become an issue. All right, we've got the Royal Champion. This is a fantastic funnel, and he's going to set it with... Okay, he's got the Snake Bracelet version of this army too, but he does have an Eternal Tome, so he doesn't have no Healing Tome. Looks like he's actually going to be coming from... Okay, so he's going to set the Root Riders in towards, like, the Monolith area. He does have 2 Overgrowths. I don't know, do you Overgrowth the Town Hall here? Because they definitely won't path to the Town Hall, I would imagine. King gets kind of wrecked by the Monolith, which is really unfortunate. Yeah, actually, that Spiky Ball probably means that they definitely won't path to the Town Hall. Yeah, because it hit the Builder Hut that was close to the Town Hall. So that Spiky Ball probably did more harm than good. So he'll ring way around the outside of the base now, but it's not over yet, right? Root Riders are still friggin' broken, so still everything's together. As long as you can keep everything together in a nice funnel, it usually just crushes the base. So good start to the raid. All of the healers are nice and healthy too, which is very important. Where are things going to pass? So he does lose the King here in just a second, I would imagine. He pops the Eternal Tome. Okay, so the King actually does live. He does still have the Rocket Spear too on the Royal Champion. The Queen actually took a lot of, or got a lot of value at the bottom of the base. It looks like this is probably just going to absolutely crush the base. I can't imagine anything is going to be able to slow this army down at this point. Yeah, there's just not a whole lot of damage left. And there's quite a bit of, like, he just activated the Rocket Spear, so now you can see that being launched. He'll get the Town Hall next with that, I would imagine. It gets a little bit close towards the end, but yeah, there's still plenty of stuff left. Royal Champion will help deal with the multi-geared cannon. And even though it does kind of get a little bit closer towards the end and things do die off a little bit, he does secure the 98%, and he actually will get the triple. So it is going to be a grand finals of 503. Oh man, I can't even remember the name of the clan. Somebody type it in the chat. Between 503 and Clash Win. So Clash Win will advance to the grand finals. And we'll actually be moving into, I'll probably be heading to that clan here soon. So let me actually, but good try from Lee Spartans. Honestly, Bilal's hit was crushed, right? Just time was the big issue. Okay, let me see if I can, like, I'm gonna bookmark this so that I can just accept and I don't have to get out and go to Discord. Where is it? Right there. I see it. All right. Congrats to Clash Win. So we've got our grand final set. It's going to be 503 versus Clash Win. A big old Root Rider fest. When will I give Gold Pass? DM Dark Clash of Clans in the chat, and he'll hook you up with the Gold Pass. Yeah, you guys, by the way, if you're watching this, anybody, you guys can send that challenge anytime now. I think they were just waiting on me. Is there a prize pool for this tournament? I actually, to be completely honest with you, I don't know what it is. I know there's something. I remember seeing something being given away, but I can't remember what it is. I think that this was just kind of meant initially to be kind of a small community tournament. Oh, yeah, and this will answer Ender's question, too. This was meant to be kind of a smaller community event, like 2v2 tournament. They didn't expect it to be this big. And so I don't think they have like a whole bunch of stuff invested into this and stuff so much. How many of the matches have come down to time? None of them so far. None that I've casted. We've had fails happen every war. So yeah, bragging rights. It's actually worth more than any money in the world. Worth more than Elon Musk, the bragging rights to this if you win this tournament. So gold pass for each winner. Hey, there you go. This would be the month. Well, I guess there's an event probably happening too, right? You want an event pass this month so you can get the equipment leveled up. So yeah, definitely buy an event pass. I don't know, does Clash Files have a creator code? Do you guys have a creator code? I do not. So I'll plug yours if you guys do. Yeah, the whole tournament ended up being way bigger than you thought. I remember somebody shared it on my server, which is how I found out about it. And I was like, yeah, what the heck, I'll sign up. And then me and Dark never even ended up playing. Yeah, I'd be bragging too. I don't blame you. I love to rub winning in people's faces. Is it safe to buy the voucher gold pass? Like, what do you mean by safe? Like, is your credit card going to get hacked or something? No. Yeah, it's definitely safe. Hey, what's up, Nick? Oh yeah, I love anytime I beat anybody that I know, I rub it in their face. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I never let them forget. Okay, we've got the match set. We've got 503 Crew versus Clash Win. What's the prize? Bragging rights and gold passes. Yeah, actually, trample damage was actually my first matchup with Dark. Dark and I were supposed to play against trample damage, but then we ended up not being able to find a good time, so we let them advance. Perfect. So now we are into the grand finals. You'll join. So the tournament's already been set and people have already signed up and everything. So this is actually the last match of the tournament. So the winners of this is this is the finals here. But if these guys do host another tournament in the future, I will definitely announce it on my Discord. So if you're in my Discord, you'll get that announcement, or you can join their Discord right here. Will I be hosting a tournament soon? I should. Maybe when, so usually around like October or so, my work slows down a little bit. I could probably start doing some stuff then. So if you join that Discord that I just linked in the chat, you will get notifications that these guys do any more tournaments or anything like that soon. But they have a podcast. They also do like little other community events and things I saw. So, hello, mate. Man, I know I'm going to butcher your name. Parek Kuldeep. More tournaments for sure and in hard mode. By the way, anybody with Clash Files, if you guys reach out to me, I'm happy to help you guys with some of the organization stuff, or at least get you in touch with people that might be able to help, like with Settings. Well, you guys actually, the organization stuff, you guys were definitely on top of. So, global top 10 rank when I get good, which is probably going to be never. Only 10 out 17s max or a little bit rush. Well, anybody was welcome to play in this tournament, I think. So we did have, like, I remember seeing one war where there was somebody that was like a little bit rushed, but I think for the most part, everybody had maxed out bases or at least close to it. Best Furnace player tournament. Yeah, that's something we could do. There's actually, I'm starting to see so many different variations of the Furnace army attack me in Legend League. Like, I get attacked by Furnaces, like, it seems like once every other day now, it seems like. So they're starting to become a little bit more popular, which is really cool to see. If you host a pick and ban war, or if I host a pick and ban war, you'll ban Furnaces every round. Well, you're not invited then. Why would you ban the coolest thing that exists in the game? Oh, somebody's betting $50 on Clash win to win the entire thing. And a wizard told him. Darth Yoda, who is like one of the admins for the Clash Files, I guess he hosts a 1v1 hard mode tournament every month, and it's a lot of fun. Do they announce that in the Clash Files server? Is that something that, like, if you're just part of, you'll get notifications for, or is it just for people in his clan? First time watching a Clash of Clans tournament. This has been fun to watch. Glad to hear that. It actually is a lot of fun. It's definitely fun to be kind of involved in the competitive scene and stuff. I wish there was a little bit more diversity to the meta, but there's, I mean, it's a lot of fun to cast still. I mean, I'm kind of being nitpicky if that's the thing I'm complaining about, so. You picked up Fireball Rocket Loom from Dark and then you switched to Furnace because of me. Well, you just did the best thing in your life. So there's certain milestones in life that you'll remember forever and ever, like the day you get married or graduate high school or college, or you get the job of your dreams, right? Among that list is switching from Rocket Looms to Furnaces. So congratulations, proud of you. Couldn't have made a better decision. You're setting yourself up for success. It is server side. Okay, so yeah, if you guys want to be involved in some of those tournaments, then one day I'll convince Rock or Dark to switch to Furnaces. I believe it. He's slowly coming over. Okay, war's starting now. A couple minutes, and then we'll get this started, and we'll find out who the grand final winners are of the 2v2 tournament hosted by Clash Files. Cool, yeah. So for anybody listening, they're saying in the chat, anybody, I'll link their Discord once again. Anybody in this Discord will get notifications for like their little tournaments and hard mode things where they give away gold passes, and people that are involved in the chat are saying it's a lot of fun. So if you want to join that Discord, you'll get notifications for those tournaments, and then you guys can participate if it works well for you, like in your time zone and stuff. Please show one of my attacks. You've seen Clash after many years. Give me a second. After this tournament, I'll show you one, because I will, if I do an attack now, I'll miss one of these hits. But yeah, after this ends, I'll do one live for you. I'm just hoping I don't get a base with an isolated hook tower in the very middle, because that's like the only time I really struggle. That just counters the Warden charge so hard. Yeah, actually, I did see that Dark ran that kind of hybrid army a little bit with both, which is what makes me think that he's coming over slowly and surely to the Furnace side, I believe. Good afternoon, Scotty. You made it just in time for the grand finals. When's the first hit? At 13 minutes, so we've got 30 seconds left. And then, can we do a friendly war after this one? I will tell you what. I have got to go do some things with my wife and kids after this, but I'll go live again later today, and I'll do some friendly wars then if you guys are up. It'll probably be about 6 or 7 hours from now. There's a little carnival in our city that starts in like 2 hours, and so we're going to go and get ready, and we're going to go. It'll be their first time getting to ride like a Ferris wheel or other things. Is this hard mode? No, just normal mode. To answer your question, Mike Coxlong. Am I pushing this season? I'll take the season kind of seriously, but I'm not going to take it very seriously just because of there will be event troops this month, and it's too frustrating to try and take it seriously and defend against them. Okay, we've got Putty coming in from 503 crew with Root Riders, double overgrowth. He used the Snake Bracelet version in the first war, so I'd imagine that he will be able to, or he'll be using that kind of this one too, right? We've got the Healing Tome and the Rage Gem on the Warden, so no Eternal Tome here. So he's going to start the Royal Champion right about 12 o'clock. She'll clear this section. Ideally, the Poison Tower, I think, would be the goal here, and the Fire Spitter. And then you would think that he'd want the Root Riders to enter the base around 10 o'clock or so, have the King and the Queen placed about 9 o'clock, and then, I don't know if you overgrowth the Town Hall there then, or just try and deal with it really early on. You'll get the Crusher Mortar out of the way, too. really early on if you deal that side, which actually the Crusher Mortar can be pretty impactful on some of these raids. Excellent start to the Royal Champion charge. Clears that really toxic little compartment out. Recalls her. The Spirit Fox is still very healthy, which, by the way, if you're ever doing Royal Champion charges with like Root Riders and stuff, keeping the Spirit Fox alive is so huge. It is such a big deal. And exactly like I thought, he'll put the King and the Queen kind of down over probably towards 9 o'clock, have the Root Riders come in at about 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit off, but that's is about right where I thought that the attack would start and finish from. They're going into the base. Healers are being taken out by bombs already, so Kokoloons, he's activating his healing tome already, even though the Town Hall's been overgrowth. So he had to activate an earlier Warden ability than I think he would have liked to. And keep in mind, he doesn't have an Eternal Tome. It's a Healing Tome and a Rage Gem. So he's hoping to keep his healers healthy, I would imagine. But it looks like he still is keeping everything together, which is really the most important thing with this attack. Really, as long as you can keep all of your Root Riders and Healers and Valkyries together in a clump, it really is pretty hard to fail with this attack, which is something he's doing really, really well at this point. He uses his second Overgrowth, freezes the Monolith. The Root Riders split, which is kind of unfortunate. There's a couple going up to the top here. They'll definitely be picked off. What you don't want to have happen now is have the healers start to separate. One goes off, but looks like he should still have enough, I would imagine, to be able to 3-star this base. He doesn't have any hero abilities left, so maybe I spoke too soon. The Warden stands in literally the middle of everything in the worst possible place in the entire base. Gets taken out by the Ricochet Cannon. Royal Champion gets taken out by the Multi-Geared Cannon, and it looks like we might actually have a fail. I can't really tell just yet because the Queen and the King are still both very healthy. There is quite a bit of time left, and the Giant still is very healthy as well. So this might become close, but it looks like he's still probably going to triple. He does have 2 Super Barbarians too, and actually the little Rage Gem from the Valkyries. That's hilarious. So it ends up getting kind of close, but he definitely will 3-star this. Giant still alive. King, it comes close, but yeah, how much? So time might be what determines the winners of this too. So this is crazy. Fell apart a little bit, but he's gonna squeak this one out just by the skin of his teeth with about 10 seconds left. So let's see, we got 8 seconds left remaining. So a fairly slow attack to start this off though. Although Super said they'll remove it from competitive play eventually. Oh, no. I think the event troops are in Legend League, for those asking, because I was using the little dragon thing yesterday. So the event troops are in Legend League. Snowflake is going in with his first hit. He is attacking the anti-Root Rider base with Root Riders. Will he choose to come in from like a different way than the last player did? I can't remember who it was, but man, this toxic Clan Castle Rage Poison area just absolutely wrecked everything. Yeah, you should have gone Fireball Furnaces, Bilal. You would have tripled in one. You'd have been a hero. You'd have had girls lining up for you, but now you don't. Hope you learned your lesson. Okay, we've got the Royal Champion charge. Sets a fantastic funnel. Is he going to make the same mistake that the last person did and just enter to this really toxic compartment first? Royal Champion goes to ability and dies? Uh-oh. Royal Champion went down. No Royal Champion. Doesn't even... He has a recall still, though, so I guess you could try and find a way to use that. And he is going to try and just take this really toxic area of the base head on. He does have an Eternal Tome. That's good news, at least, because you definitely need one for this raised up area. But being frozen up here, while all of this stuff is damaging you, and your attacks are being slowed down from this poison tower, is just such a toxic combination that you almost have to Royal Champion charge this part of the base in order to make this work. You're going to see as this Eternal Tome wears off, and we get spun around in the tornado and everything, it just feels like there's never very much left after this whole area is done. But actually, he's dealing with it a lot better than the last guy did. Without a Royal Champion, though, that really hurts. Well, as I say that, it looks like this is really starting to kind of get crushed too. Unfortunately, the Queen is standing ahead, so she'll actually get hit by that Fire Spitter, which is unfortunate, so she's going to go down. He recalls the Queen to save her. 200 IQ saves the Queen and a healer, and he's actually going to let her use... Will this 1-star, though, is now the question I'm starting to wonder. Oh, no, the Root Rider will pass to the Town Hall here, so everything else should as well. But yeah, this base is tough for Root Riders. If you're in Legend League, find this base somewhere. I don't know, because this is what will help defend against Root Riders. I think there's no way this triples now, though, right? The last of the healers get taken out, so there's no healing left. We do have an Ice Golem that will help freeze up things so that the Queen can get rid of some of these defenses, though. But the Monolith is going to be huge because there's just a lot of tanky stuff left for the most part. Yeah, this base is tough. This you're not the first person to be tripped up by this exact same base with Root Riders, so this is a tough one for Root Riders. Again, I think if I were attacking this base in War or something, I would take out a spell and add a couple more invisibility spells and try and Royal Champion charge that whole area. That's probably what my plan would be if I wanted to attack this with Root Riders, but this is going to fall short too. There's really only high health stuff left, and there's a Monolith, a multi-geared cannon. It ends up being close, so he'll get 89%, it looks like. But we do have our first fail of this war, so all Clash Win need to do now, or is it Clash Win? No, all 503 crew need to do now is triple, and they win, and they will take the grand finals. So Ricky, it's all up to Ricky. Last war, he used a, yeah, whoever bet $50 on Clash Win winning, it's not over yet. It's not over till it's over, but I'd be sweating. Yeah, good try, Snow. That was good. Last time Ricky used Triclone Dragons. Is that what he's going to use now? Yes, it is. So he's using the same thing, which I will say, definitely an easy, strong attack, especially if you use it well, but this one does have a lot of potential to go south. So if you are a fan of Clash Win, it's not over. This definitely can fail. This is definitely not as strong an attack as Root Riders. And this clone blimp will really not get that far into the base, right? Because the Eternal Tome doesn't last super long anymore, so he can't get close to the Town Hall. The Monolith will still be left up. He's actually got a damage CC, which is kind of interesting. So these Yeti clone blimp, that really did not get nearly as much value as you would like. And the dragons are kind of splitting up. The dragons on the left-hand side will get kind of picked off. Well, I guess they kind of get okay afterwards, but we've got... Man, these rocket balloons from the CC are actually just crushing everything. Does he have enough power left over to triple this base, though? He doesn't have a Queen ability. Doesn't have a King ability. It looks like it still will probably triple because of the Warden ability, or the Minion Prince ability. But man, those rocket balloons on defense, actually, look at them. They're still going crazy. Yeah, looks like he'll get this one. So, 503 crew will be the winners of the tournament, but we still have one more attack that we've got to watch after this from, I think Tyler is the last player, right? Yeah, look at those rocket balloons are still alive. That's hilarious. It looked a little scary there for a second, but I guess the clone in the middle did get just enough. Close, though. But we do have one more hit that we've got to watch. Man, that's a fast attack, too. What even is that? Look at their average time's probably like really low now. 2 minutes and 12 seconds, even though I think the first attack was like only 2 seconds until it was... Yeah, it's a really fast attack. When you do an attack like that, you 1-star? Yeah, that's like me. That's why I don't use Triclone or anything like that. It's just... I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, sad day. Sad day. Yeah, good try, everybody. Good try. Good hits. I will say, though, it's going to be kind of weird to say out loud, but I'm kind of glad there were some fails, so it didn't come down to just time every single war, which is what I thought was going to happen before I started going live and stuff. I thought this would just be everybody would triple, and it would be coming down to time every single hit. Hydra for life, baby. Yeah, Hydra. I underestimated Hydra. I slept on Hydra. And unfortunately, Clash Win paid the price. So you might say that it's my fault that they lost. Nerf dragons bring the game back to the ground. I will say, what they should probably do, instead of nerfing dragons, if they want to make ground attacks better, what we should do is just everybody... write Supercell on Twitter, let's buff Root Riders. If we buff Root Riders and make them better, no one will want to use dragons. And then we'll all go back to the ground meta. So Let's all do that. Everybody go to Supercell's Twitter and say buff Root Riders. We're sick of dragons. Give us more Root Riders, please. All right, we should have the last hit of the war coming in about 20 seconds here, which is going to be Tyler from Clash Win. And you never know, there is like a 0.00001% chance that he finds a way to hack the game in 4-star for his last attack, and maybe Clash Win will come out and be the victors. So we'll see. Can he hack the game and win? Coming in from about 10 o'clock with a Royal Champion. He's attacking with Root Riders. We come in, gets hit by the bomb immediately, so the Spirit Fox is very, very low. He's going to take out... Spirit Fox is dead, and the Royal Champion is slowed from the Poison Tower. He has to invis back-to-back now, and she's really not going to get a whole lot more value. I would just probably recall. I don't know if she's even going to get this scatter shot, right? Look at him multitasking like a boss, putting super barbs down behind and everything. We need to... Oh, we do need a Super Root Rider. You're right, Dark. That actually... Let's just put the Super Root Rider in the game. Forget the buff. Let's just give the Super Root Rider. That's right. Thank you, by the way. All right, we have the Root Riders coming in for about 10 o'clock. He sets the counter funnel with the Queen and the King at 12. They're going to get the Root Riders to go right into the core of the base. There is no Spirit Fox, so the Royal Champion is a little bit vulnerable. But he does have the Rocket Spear too, so he can pop that anytime he wants to help the Royal Champion stay back. But she's actually... Oh, okay, he has to pop the Warden ability in order to do this. We're pathing towards the middle now, right exactly where you want to go. He doesn't have any more rages or anything, but he does have the Rage Gem, so I guess you can kind of keep it raged up that way. He still has his King and Queen ability, which I think the Queen has the Earthquake Boots and Spiky Ball. Oh, no, he's got a Snake Bracelet and Spiky Ball. Everything kind of paths towards the middle. Kind of works out, though. What would a Super Root Rider even do? I have no idea. Combine the Dragon and the Super Root Rider, or the Root Rider, that's what it is. So he is crushing through the space. This looks like it's definitely going to be a crushing 3-star, and a pretty quick one at that. So he still has a whole bunch of stuff left. Still have healing left, still has the Royal Champion helping at the top. He's going to clear this up. This is actually going to be a fairly fast attack, right? Yeah, exactly. Give Root Riders passive healing, and give them the E-Titan aura as well. Just make them all basically mini Royal Champions. That's what we should do. Oh, if you swag all 4 abilities, you get a bonus star? Well, Tyler, why didn't you do that? You could have won the war if you swagged every one of your hero abilities, and you would have won. You'd have been a hero. Yes. Oh, yeah. Super Root Riders, like one-shot buildings like the Cookie. Dude, the Cookie was hilarious, just one-shotting town halls, just wham. Well, that's going to do it. Congratulations to 503 Crew, which consists of Ricky and Putty, for winning the 2v2 Grand Finals in the Clash Files tournament. Huge shout out to everybody else that participated. Shout out to all of like the administration from the Clash Files team. We've got, I mean, like Darth Yoda, Cat, Fuzzy Beaver Nuts. I don't know who else is kind of involved, but shout out to everybody who kind of helped put this together. This was a lot of fun to cast. And yeah, shout out to everybody here that made it. Fortnite Root Riders. I don't know what even. By the way, for those of you who do not know, officially, unofficially, there's a chance I'll be joining their podcast sometime soon. So stay tuned for that announcement. But that's going to do it for everybody. Again, I will have to get going here because I've got to eat lunch. And then, I do got to show you guys one attack. I did say that I would do that. Let me just, I will do one live attack. Is this my army? Yeah, real content. Okay, I'm going to do one Legendly kit, and then I've got to take off and do lunch and take my family to like a carnival and stuff. But I will be back live later to do to do more stuff. It's the Clash Files podcast, the Pineapples and Thorns is what it's called. Okay, we're gonna go in live. I'm not even doing a friendly challenge to warm up. We're gonna do just one live hit with the furnaces. So this is what everybody should have used. And look, we even get the base that Bilal hit and Timefeld on. So I'll show Bilal what he should have done. Wait, where's the see, yeah, you get these weird army camps. I just want to make sure I'm not going to put my warden anywhere dangerous. And we can use the Azure Dragon somewhere to set a counter funnel. I'm not exactly sure where, but yeah, we're definitely going to get a juicy fireball, right? We don't actually have a hook tower here, so this isn't exactly the same base that he was using. We're going to put a furnace in every corner. I'm going to activate the Broom Witch doing that, which is kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. Probably not going to be able to get away with using a Flame Flinger here. Is my warden okay? We're going to envisage him just in case. I'd rather not have him die yet. Put one more furnace here to help speed this up. Yeah, there's the Broom Witch. Hopefully she doesn't attack my healers and goes to my warden. Okay, because the warden actually, for those of you who don't know, the warden actually deals with the Broom Witch pretty well in this context with like healers and stuff. Really isn't very hard. Yeah, see, and he'll just heal up everything, so it really isn't that bad. I need to figure out exactly what direction my warden's going so that I can maybe start the second part of this attack. Let's just launch the fireball now. We're going to invis my warden too because he's under a lot of firepower. Looks like we're going to be heading this way. We're going to set the king and queen down here with this. We're going to wall break for these guys to get in here. And, oh, I didn't put a wall breaker down. Meant to do that. Let's put a couple more furnaces here. Let's pop this ability now. We'll pop the queen ability too. And then the royal champion, I'm just going to have her help deal with this stuff over here. We'll try and get that ricochet cannon down so that my warden doesn't die. That was kind of close. Poison this over here. And the Azure Dragon, I guess we'll just put right there. I don't really know. Okay, I ice blocked my warden so that he wouldn't die. Royal Champion does go down. This one actually is kind of looking a little scary. What the heck? My king and queen didn't get nearly as much value as I would have liked them to. We got a lot of furnaces left over though. Oh, did my poison not hit the furnace? Oh, I'm such an idiot. Okay, we get that fire spitter down. That's a big deal. Monolith is under attack by the furnaces too, so that's kind of nice. 30 seconds left is all I've got though. Okay, well, we're definitely going to time fail this one. Man, that's really unfortunate. What the heck? Wait, it is a time fail, right? Yeah, there's no way. Dude, those builder huts are broken. I think my problem was I invested too many spells into my warden, even though he was kind of stuck on nothing for a while. We're going to do one more hit, because can't end on a fail. Alright, one more. And we're going to make up for that by swagging our royal champion this raid. Oh my gosh, I didn't mean to put the flame flinger down right there, but that actually kind of works out. That was a little scary. Okay, let's put a furnace here. I don't want to put a furnace down here because I don't want any of those troops to wake up and go attack my flame flinger. Alright, yeah, we're going to get a lot of value with the Flame Flinger. Okay. Man, I really should probably just invis this and go. Okay, Flame Flinger's still getting good value. We're going to put one more furnace right over here, as well as like a couple of rocket balloons. That way, I can start my attack and get these guys into this base here. That way I don't time fail again. Okay, we're looking good so far. Okay. And then as soon as that Ivis Tower isn't triggered anymore, we'll put the Royal Champion in to go deal with that. Oh, Warden, don't die. Is nothing ever going to go get that town hall? Come on. Okay, we go now. We're going to rage you up. Okay, we get this. Oh, what happened to my Warden? Why did he go there? Dude, I'm trash today. What the heck? This is why I usually do like 5 or 6 warm-up hits before I go into Legend League. Oh, this is killing me too. What the heck? Get out of here. Wait, why did my Warden step so far forward? Over here. Well, rip this. All right. Well, apparently I'm trash. I'm gonna go. I gotta go. I'm getting kind of low on time, but I will be live later on today. We'll do the rest of the Legend Link hits then, and I'll practice before I come and do those live. Holy cow! Can't believe I'm over 2 so far. But anyway, I will thank you again for everybody that showed up. Appreciate everybody that donated and stuff. And I will see you guys next time. One more. Okay. Well, one more. Well, everybody's asking for one more. The last one. Okay, this is it. Starstruck by myself? Yeah, no kidding. Holy cow. Okay, last one. Why am I not bringing revives? This is kind of the one that I've been using a little bit. Okay, one last one. Yeah, when I'm misdropping things. You're right, I should take a break, but everybody's pressuring me. It's peer pressure. Let's see. Where can I fireball here? We don't have a new defense. Okay, this is going to be the one that I get because it's rushed. Put a furnace on every corner. All right, one more, and then we're done. I'll probably fireball the fire spitter because that gets to Clan Castle, as well as some of the other stuff. So fire spitter's the goal. We're gonna put one more furnace over to this left-hand side. Well, Warden, go to the right. Go back to the right, Warden, please. Making you feel better about your life. Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I'm failing on purpose to make you guys feel better about yourselves, by the way. If you didn't know. Okay, we're gonna go. Oh my gosh, dude, there's a lot of damage here. We're gonna go to the X-Bone next. At least I think. Oh. Okay, yeah, after the Expo is when we'll invis. Oh my gosh, this is taking forever. Okay, fantastic fireball. What direction is the Warden gonna go? Okay, we're gonna put the King and the Queen over this way. Let's go ahead. Oh, their wall's open there, so that's not gonna really help me out. We'll put this siege barracks right over here. Keep an eye on my Warden. Oh. Okay, let's activate this. I'm actually gonna raid you guys here so that I know that you can get through that part of the base a little bit more quickly. And actually, we'll deal with that air defense there so that I can use this Azure Dragon. Oh, my Warden died. What the? Okay, well, that's okay. I still think we'll probably triple this one. Dude, King, you need to step into that compartment, though. Yeah, I still think this one will be okay. We're just going to ice block the Royal Champion so she continues to tank that Monolith. But we've got the Phoenix on her this time too, so Even if she does go down, we should still be okay. Yeah, definitely. I definitely need to warm up before going into Legend League. All right.
I'm super mad that I failed those hits. Why did you guys make me do that? Thank you, everybody, for coming to the stream. This is my new voice now. You guys ruined me. But I will see you guys live later today.
If you guys didn't understand that, I'll see you live later today. So I'll see you guys then. I'll be better. I'll be in tip-top shape form later today. Trust me. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you.